Hey, this is Vu, and today I'm going to take a look at the MP9, which is something people are really realizing is either borderline or just outright very noticeably overpowered. And I say that as borderline, not because I think it's borderline, but because I'm trying to manage your expectations a little bit. I don't think this gun is necessarily going to win you game after game after game. However, with the current CT economy where you're almost always completely broke, and the fact that this gun is $12.50 and gives a kill reward of $600, so it pays for itself in 2 frags, essentially. This gun is a godsend, and it is incredibly strong. I think more people should be using it more often. You are already seeing players that have switched to this gun and started using it as almost a normal buy. Sanji from VP X of Vanguard really does come to mind, but there are other players that are shifting over as well. And if you're good with the MP9, you can really give a huge boost to your team's economy on a pretty regular basis. I mean, this gun is incredibly powerful. If you look at it, it shoots like a goddamn Gatling gun. All right, it does nearly as much damage as the low fire rate, high damage SMGs. And quite simply, there's no reason to buy anything but an MP9 if you're trying to pick up an SMG on CT's side. Maybe occasionally there is a case to be made for some other SMG, especially on a map like Dust 2, where the angles are very long range. But if you're looking at something like Inferno, even something like Nuke, where you can manage your engagements and force close range engagements, and you don't have to rotate into bomb sites like A here, where you have no choice but to fight very long range, those are maps where the MP9 should be very much a mainstay. And although the FAMAS was buffed a little while ago, and although it is cheaper than it used to be, it's still $20.50. And that is a full utility set. That's $800, again, a full utility set away. And oftentimes, it's much better to be picking up an MP9 if you can force a close range engagement and have that extra utility to make sure you can hold your spot when you get that engagement, or hold it before you get the engagement. The thing with the MP9 is that because it has 30 bullets, and not only that, it also has one of the best jumping accuracies in the game, it's really good for holding an angle like this where you're very close range, you get one kill, and then you just spray around the corner and finish off anybody else following it up. That makes it great as well for getting a kill. You clear out that corner, and then you quickly switch to the gun of the player that you fragged. And that means that you can actually upgrade and have a real rifle shortly after using this gun fairly effectively. It's just an overall, all-round fantastic weapon. The only thing you need to be thinking when you use this gun is, unlike something like maybe the P90, you do have a bit of a recoil pattern that if you use this gun consistently, you should try to memorize. You should try to get this one down. But if you use this gun consistently, if you get the recoil pattern down, this gun will not let you down. The thing with the MP9 is that, unlike shotguns where you really are limited to very close range engagements, and at long range you're essentially a slave to RNG, the MP9 is usually satisfactory at longer ranges. Obviously, you don't really want it at a longer range. However, if someone is blind, if they're turned away, you should be able to tap or double tap away at these players and take them down fairly quickly without worrying about them turning back onto you. The only thing you need to be doing is you need to actually be landing headshots. So if you see kind of high level players using this gun, you will see them shoot people in the back of the head and take them down quickly. I've had mixed results personally because my aim isn't quite pro level aim. It's the gun. This gun sucks. It can't shoot at range. However, in general, it is reliable as long as you can hit those shots on players looking away from you. Now, the thing is, when I'm thinking the MP9 in terms of usage, I'm thinking pretty much any angle where you can get semi-close range. So close mid doors here, for example, you can be using it close B tunnels, for example, as well. However, again, Dust 2 is a map where rotations aren't perfect for this type of short range gun. A spot I'm thinking of using the FAMAS at, where I would prioritize that FAMAS despite having less utility, is something like Cat on Mirage. That's where you're primarily more mid-range focus, and although you might get to closer range angles, that's not the priority. If you're playing something like B on Mirage, B Apartments, then you might be thinking MP9, it gives you that extra utility. You're probably going to be playing close range anyways, and you can certainly utilize that weapon to its fullest extent. And here's the thing, while I do say the MP9 is overpowered, I don't really think it should be nerfed. Not currently, given the way the economy works. I think this level of very strong gun is kind of necessary to balance the economy somewhat, to allow the CTs some sort of low buy weapon that works extremely well. However, I just want it to be realized that this gun is just clearly better than the other SMGs. So thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.